So I'm using wax and grease remover. It's basically just mineral spirits. I'm trying to get all of the wax off the car body. There is quite a bit of wax, even after grinding it off. So you still got quite a bit of wax there. That's got to come off. I'm using a wire brush. Here's the spot here. There we go. Wire brush it real good. See if I can pick something up with this. It would be nice if Factory 5 used more of that green wax. There's some green wax in here and there. But the green wax, you'll be able to see it a lot better. The red, you can't really tell if it's wax or if it's gel coat. Of course, when that dries, it goes back flat. All right, I got all the wax out, I believe. Wiped it all down with wax and grease remover. That green spot there is under the gel coat, I guess, or under a layer of it, I guess. I don't know. I can't get it out of there at all. As you can see, I've scratched the hell out of it, can't get it out. It's embedded. Not like the other wax. The other wax, I was able to dig it out and wire brush it out of there real good. So, got all that done. Now I'm working on this spot right here. This is, I guess, from a bubble or just a real thin spot. It's kind of wonky back in here. So I cleaned it out from under there, cleaned out everything I could, and now I'm gonna put some short hair fiberglass in the backside here and try and blend it all in this top and the back. The main places I want to work on right now are right along here and right along here in the back. The reason why is I want to put this body back on the chassis, and these are the places right here that will be touching the rear firewall and the dash. So I want to get as much done in this as I can now. That's a deep spot right there where there was quite a bit of wax down inside there. Took some digging to get it out of there. But anyway, that's where I'm at. All right, so I got the gel coat back a little bit so I can get in there with some fiberglass. So that's the top. And here's the bottom side. It's kind of jagged as it is. This side's kind of jagged here too. Nowhere near as bad as this side. Obvious hole there. But anyway, we'll get that filled up. Sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty, glove dirty. Get into those tight spots. Surprised it's wrapping hard enough already. You see the fiberglass hairs in it. Wiping this off because I'm just gonna have to sand it in if I don't. Sand it off actually. Like lava poop. If anything, that should be a whole hell of a lot stronger than what was there. But let's see how it looks here in a little while. Alright, here it is after a little bit of sanding. It's not completely flat, obviously, but then again, none of it is just yet. Just wanted to fill in that hole. It's nice and strong now. Alright, today I dug and scraped out all the wax that I could find, all the wax that I could get to. I don't believe I left any behind, that is. And then patched a small spot, looked like it was a bubble at some point, either a bubble or just a weak spot. Patched that and did a little bit more sanding around the dash and the rear firewall. One thing I remember now is bodywork takes a long time, and you get so you don't get much done in a long length of time. So this is where all my videos are going to actually catch up with where I'm at right now. Because right now, if you're watching this video, this was probably shot 3 weeks to 4 weeks before I have a chance to edit it and upload it to YouTube. But that's all going to change here pretty soon because it's just going to take a long time. And I'm a perfectionist, so it's going to take me some time to get every little teeny tiny little spot out that no one will probably ever see but me. But we'll see. Got some more sanding done. Just used 80 grit. This is what I got left. Here, all the way around to the front. Alright, been sanding on the car for a while. Had to make a few sanding blocks along with my sanding blocks that I have here. I made this one here. This is just some concrete foam just to get into some tighter spots. It's another one, just pool noodle, used pool noodles. A little bit of spray adhesive. Spray it on the back of the sticker, or the back of the sandpaper and the item you're sticking it to, stick it on there. If it's real tight like this, you gotta use a piece of tape to hold it down. Like I didn't use on this one, but it's still a little sticky. Little one here. This is the one I've pretty much been using the most. Well, actually all of them really. This one's got a curve to it. This one here, I just kind of fold it up just to keep from it contouring too much and my fingers making a deeper mark on the body. This one here has been kind of used up, so it's a little thin. I'm gonna have to wrap it again. But I got this one here too, but this one's a little too thick. Not so much thick, but it's real dense. So I'm gonna make out of some scrap. These are some end pieces from some foam I got down in my basement workout area. So I got this is a little thin, so what I'm going to do is probably just kind of cut that just like that. And then I also got another one here that I'm going to make out of some foam that I kept. It's really easy. Not as dense, I guess. So I'm going to make another one of these out of that, and then spray adhesive, and then some sandpaper onto it. And that way I can get around some of these curves and stuff on this Cobra body, because it's a very curvy body. I honestly don't think there's any straight areas at all. This was used very little. I think I used this just to begin with, and that's why the sandpaper's like new. I used it to begin with, and that was it, because there's just no straight lines at all on this body. This one here, I even had a rough time using this one, but the most, I guess, was this one here, because it's curved. And then I had to resort to just bundling up paper and just kind of going at a flexible angle. So I'm gonna make a more flexible block. That's what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna glue it. I'm gonna use spray adhesive I would be using anyway. Not that it matters if it comes apart, but sandpaper should hold it in there, but this will help it out. I don't know if I want this side of my hand or this side of my hand. Put this side on the sandpaper. Got a sanding block. Let that dry a little bit. Good to go. I'll do the rest with, do the same thing with the rest of these. Nice pliable sanding block. Alright, I got it all sanded down with 80 grit. Got it back on the car, or on the chassis. Everything's loose right now. Just gonna try and straighten it up. It'd be nice to be done with this and just bolt it down and then paint it on the car, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Everything is so tight against the dash, the carpet. I mean, I could run something in there, I'm sure, to wrap it around it, but I mean to wrap up under and down, but I think it'd be so much easier to get it lined up, line the doors up, fenders, hood, I mean the hood and the trunk, and then just go ahead and take it off and paint it that way. That's originally what my plan was to do with this anyway. So I'm gonna do the body work. The plan right now is to do the body work, and then line all the panels up, do the body work, get it done, take it off, probably do the feather fill primer, sand it, and then probably another coat of primer, I'm not sure just yet, and then go ahead and paint it. A lot of work to do, and it's really slow go. Alright, took the body back off again. This time, left these brackets on. The reason we took the body off again is because it's just not it's not lined up enough. I got this side here. This side here was down just fine. This side was up a little too far forward. So now, made a few marks here. I need to trim off. I need to trim off here and here, mainly to bring the whole body forward, but mainly to bring it, I guess, just this much forward on this side over here, because I had 2.5 inches over here, 3 inches over here. So just getting this thing lined out so that I can, the body has to be mounted down perfect first before I go cutting the doors or anything like that. So got to get that lined up first. So I'm going to chop this up with the air nibbler. I'm going to take off probably about 1/4 inch through here on both sides. And then since this needs a little bit of in this corner, I think I'm going to go ahead and take it all the way across. Just take it down about 1/4 inch. Alright, pulling the body off and on so many times, kind of worked a weak spot out. Thought for sure I cracked the body, but it was the gel coat cracking, but it had air pocket built up here. So just dug it all out, sanded it up with some 36 grit. I'm going to end up putting another little dab of fiberglass in there. I got some short strand fiberglass I'm going to put in there. A lot of guys on the internet are using that high strength something, I can't think what it's called, HSRF or something like that. I don't really see the need to use that. I mean, I know this is vinyl ester resin versus polyester fiberglass, I believe is what the short strand Bondo version is. I can't find anything on the internet that is causing it to have an issue mixing the two, but got a couple spots I'm going to put it in. A deep spot there, fairly, I mean, it's kind of a shallow spot there, but it's still a little hole like, so I'm going to put it there too. The rest of this stuff here, I think it's just going to be the not feather fill, but the other filler that I got. Can't think of the name of it right now. But all right, I filled in this spot here. That little crack turned into a big crack, and filled that in a little bit. I still got a little bit more. It's a low spot there, but in the meantime, that popped up. Sanding this down here, that popped up. So gonna end up putting a little fiberglass in there, and the rest of this is just gonna be a little bit of filler. It'll be the polyester that I end up putting in here, polyester plastic, putting in here. And once I get this all straight, we'll go for the feather fill. Rage Gold, that's what I'm gonna use. Put a little bit of fiberglass in that little spot there. Didn't need to. A bit there, built up a little bit there, and a tiny bit there, just to finish off what I had already mixed. But it looks like I'm gonna have to build up a little bit along here. That's different than this side over here, which is a little more uniform and straight. Here has kind of a dip. Let's see what I can do with that. Yeah, that little spot there ended up kind of dragging on. Big old air bubble. It's the fiberglass sheeting that's across here. It's still there. I'm leaving it in there, but I'm going to go ahead and put another piece of fiberglass sheet in here. Put some resin in there. This is that short strand piece in here, and there's some short strand fiberglass in here too. But I'm going to take this on across since it's quite big compared to a little bitty. There's a smaller than a dime size there, and then there's a little bit bigger than a dime in here. But this one here, yeah, this one's too big for that short strand Bondo fiberglass. So I'm going to use some fiberglass resin in there. Half ounce. 5 drops for ½ ounce. Alright, fiberglass is in, fiberglass is cured, and just sanded it down quite a bit. Still got some low spots, but that's alright. It's all in where it needs to. It's not exactly feathered out, but it is smoothed out. I still got to put plastic over the whole top of this anyway, so I'm not going to put any more in that low spot. I'm just going to put plastic over the top.